As we head over to X, we can see BlackRock plus others, but BlackRock mainly here just started dumping all of their crypto holdings. They're not stopping selling for Bitcoin or Ethereum. They have now dumped over $300 million on retail in just 15 minutes. This was earlier this afternoon. Some other notable crypto players out there, Alex Becker saying, no, I haven't effing sold. I'll ride this thing to zero. We're getting an alt season, or I'm rage burning multiple 8 figures to zero and deleting my seed phrase. Obviously, the guy always tells jokes, so this is one of his jokes, but in reality, he very well could be holding on to his bags. I know a lot of people have not taken profit yet. I know you may be feeling the pain right now as well. We're going to get into the charts. Do we have a rebound coming in the short term? We're even getting major players like CZ coming out. Lots of random FUD in the market. People are in pain, jittery, anxious. Whales are pouncing on it, as we saw with BlackRock selling, spreading more FUD and cashing in on it. They're making money to the downside for sure. Learn to verify. Check with official sources on any news. If you believe FUD, you will be ... Now, the interesting thing is, because of the fact there is a potential lawsuit on the horizon with Wintermute, who is a major market maker that does market making for all of the major exchanges, but they are upset potentially with Binance. Now, obviously, CZ is no longer officially affiliated with Binance in a major official capacity. However, he's always going to be the Binance guy, right? Mr. CZBNB. But Wintermute is in pain because they've lost so much money over the last couple of months with these crazy drops, the $20 billion liquidation, etc. Well, there's been news coming out that this was coordinated. So I don't know why this fake news about they're suing BNB, because of the fact that what happens is Binance actually sends billions of dollars to Wintermute. Wintermute receives that, and then they proceed to actually sell all of those cryptos on market. They're just doing market orders. They're not selling them over the counter. They're purposely dumping the markets on us, and that has been what's going on. So this whole Wintermute suing Binance is a bunch of FUD, in my personal opinion, but also we have CZ agreeing with that as well. And one of my favorite day traders on crypto, which is CryptoFace, I've learned the spider lines from him. He says here, this was 14 hours ago. I'll leave this here. It's pump time over the next 48 hours. Now, this was him being optimistic because he has an indicator that he uses and sells, but he has these really great spider lines that we've been using on XRP that work as well. But unfortunately, his 3,500 level broke, and Ethereum has been continuing to drop. Interestingly enough, we have Grant Cardone. Cardone Capital has placed an order for 890 Bitcoin at $94,000. Will it get there? Well, going back to that chart on Bitcoin, 94,000 does look pretty realistic as a potential hit. We got our 12-hour blue line all the way down here at 91,000. So it would dip below there and make its way back up from that level. So we'll keep an eye on that. If we're taking a look at this blue line at the 12-hour, which we know Ethereum is literally bouncing off of right now, XRP is getting very close to. Let's take a look at the 6-hour here. XRP or Bitcoin has officially dropped below that on the 6-hour. So let's check the 7-hour. It's below it on the 7-hour. Let's take a look at the 8-hour. It is bouncing off of the 8-hour 1100 exponential moving average right now. If we lose this line, meaning we lose this as support, price continues to drop, which our long-term momentum is still bearish. Short-term momentums, though, have officially bottomed out. Short-term and mid-term are riding zero right now. So there is potential of a bounce back on the 8-hour. The 9-hour chart has also been hit, and the 10-hour chart has also been hit. So taking a look at Bitcoin, 8, 9, 10 hours have all been hit on their blue line. 11, 12-hour down here at 91,000. Let's go ahead and type in, we're going to search this, we're going to add a custom hour of the 11 hours, since we're just going to check them all. Where's the 11-hour? Boom. It is bouncing off of the 11-hour 1100 exponential moving average as we speak right now. Ethereum lost the 1100. As you can see, it broke below it. This is the 1100 exponential moving average on the 11-hour chart. XRP also has officially dropped below that level as well. So Cardone Capital may be buying some Bitcoin here at 94,000. And just yesterday, Fundstrat Tom Lee calls that the biggest liquidation in crypto history, which did happen. We just talked about that $20 billion. But Lee still predicts that we're going to reach 150 to 200K and Ethereum will be 7,000 by the year end. So there's 2 months left to accomplish this.
I mean, if I look at everything since October 10th, because that was the biggest liquidation in the history of crypto, like bigger than
Like
FTX.
a margin call, bro.
Yeah, it was like almost a miniature rupture, like a tsunami. We're only a couple weeks from that, so I think the market is consolidating. But if I look at fundamentals, like Ethereum, stablecoin volumes have been exploding, application revenues at all-time highs. So right now, fundamentals are leading price in crypto. So I think eventually we consolidate and then we rally into year end.
To 150.
Yeah, I think we could still get to 150, 200 for Bitcoin, and then something like 7,000 for Ethereum.
Now it's interesting because he's sticking to his guns, right? I mean, he can't say, oh, I'm adjusting now. However, he should, and you should, and we should. When you see things of this nature, your thesis does have to change. You can't just be bull posting nonstop when you see the markets are actually blowing out to the downside. On a positive note, though, breaking NVIDIA becomes the first company in history to reach $5 trillion in market cap. So if you've been paying attention, a lot of people are exiting out of crypto and they're starting to get into tech stocks on the stock market. Now, remember, we've always talked about rotations and cycles within crypto. This is an interesting play here because people are rotating and cycling out of crypto into traditional tech stocks. And when will that cycle then rotate out of tech stocks back into crypto? I think that's the next big play. What's going to happen? Now, we do have some big positive news for Bitcoin. Mara and Hut 8 report surging Q3 profits as both miners grow Bitcoin reserves and expand into high-performance computing. Mara now holds 52,850 Bitcoin and Hut holds 13,696. Now, the reason this is positive is because they're seeing profits, which is important because they're holding a lot. And typically, in order for this type of company to make profits, they have to sell these coins. So there is a potential of exacerbation of the problems we're experiencing now. We're already feeling pain to the downside. What if Mara and Hut 8 and other Bitcoin miners decide that this could be a severe problem? We need to hurry up and take some profits before we lose our profit-taking opportunity and start to dump their big bags of Bitcoin as well. That is a possibility in the future, but for now, it's positive because they're actually holding on. And these companies are moving into high-performance computing and energy development as well. Mara's revenue climbed 92% year over year to $252 million in the third quarter of 2025, swinging from a $125 million loss to $123 million net income over that period, while Hut 8's revenue nearly doubled to $83 million with profits of $50 million. The U.S. leads in Bitcoin mining. Following China's 2021 Bitcoin mining ban, much of the industry's hash power migrated to the United States, which now accounts for an estimated 37% of the global Bitcoin hash rate, making it the single largest mining hub in the world. Texas has emerged as a leading state for Bitcoin mining, offering cheap electricity, abundant renewable power, and business-friendly power grid. Major miners including Mara, Riot Platforms, CleanSpark, BitDeer, and Hut 8 operate there, and it's even called the Oasis for Bitcoin by U.S. Senator Ted Cruz. Coinbase continues to battle it out against the politicians on the crypto charter. The Independent Community Bankers of America, ICBA, is coming out against cryptocurrency exchange Coinbase's application for a national trust company charter in the United States, a move that could threaten banks' interest as the company moves closer to traditional finance. Paul Grewal responded, imagine opposing a regulated trust charter because you prefer crypto to stay unregulated. That's ICBA's position. It's another case of bank lobbyists trying to dig regulatory moats to protect their own. From undoing a law to go after rewards to blocking charters, protectionism isn't consumer protection. And if you have not been following along, the big banking and little banks are trying to come out against crypto and new crypto regulations because of the fact that it will eat into their profits long term. And ultimately, there's a potential that they go by the wayside altogether as people transition into the crypto-friendly world. Although Coinbase said it has no intention of becoming a bank, through its application of the OCC and other crypto companies such as Ripple Labs and Circle, they've applied for national bank charters as well. The moves followed the US government passing legislation to establish a framework for payment stablecoins. Both Ripple and Circle have issued their own stablecoins, Ripple USD or RLUSD, and of course USDC. The OCC was scheduled to review its Ripple application last week, but as of Tuesday, the government department had not publicly announced any decision, obviously due to the fact that the actual government is shut down, so some of the things that they're supposed to be doing are not taking place.